What's up, Nerd Crew? Nurdie J here, and today I'm going to do a little bit something different. I saw this thing on YouTube a while back that they did like 12 things they did for the year for purchases. Right now, Shadow's just messing around. Anyway, I thought I'd give it a shot and do two lists here. The first list will be the just miscellaneous stuff that I purchased for my nerdums. And then the next list will probably be the actual toys that I bought for the year. And so I'm going from September to September, beginning at my birthday point, ending at my birthday point. Yes, this is a little late, but I just want to make sure all my birthday stuff was covered. So without further ado, cue the intro. To start off this list, I have an honorable mention, just because since I already previously owned this, I don't really feel like I'm comfortable with putting this on the list official. So I do have a spare. Anyway, the first one is the Ethan Phillips Star Trek Cookbook. I had this when it was first published, and then something happened, and I ultimately got thrown out, even though I didn't want it thrown out, but someone did throw it out against my wishes. But I went and bought this, and it's about the same price as when I first got it back in the day. About this cookbook, it's not a fake cookbook, where it's like, oh, let's take the faux strawberry cheesecake bites, where it's just cream cheese and strawberry preserves, and then you spread it on top of graham crackers, therefore it equals cheesecake. And then let's cut it out to be a triangle. You put three of them together, you have the Hyrulean symbol. Well, actually, it's not the Hyrulean, you have the Triforce. Anyway, for those video game people, or like, let's make a cookie, and yeah, they're brown, let's call it a Wookiee cookie. I really hate those kind of cookbooks. This is actual recipes. They have the Tennessee baked beans from Star Trek 5, I want to think. Maybe it was 6. Where it's the one where Kirk is scaling a cliff. Anyway, it goes from the original Star Trek all the way to Voyager at that time. And I'm not sure if there's any Enterprise recipes. There might be some from Enterprise. But anyway, they are real recipes. Like, I made Heart of Targ. And yes, you can't get a Targ's heart, but essentially we have to do what humans do instead of what the Klingons do. Anyway, so I had it. It was really, really good. But I also had the Gach, but I didn't really like it. It was too one note of a flavor. And so essentially it's kind of a hit and miss. Maybe I didn't follow the recipe quite right, but I think it's a really good read because there's also joke recipes in there, like tricorder pie for 7 of 9. And then there's also like recipes that were off camera that were included here from like the actors themselves. So I thought it was a really good read initially, and I'm trying to cook from it from time to time, so that's why it's on here. To start off the list proper, yet another book about food, and it's Spam, a Biography. Now, honestly, Spam has gotten a lot of bad rep. Yes, it's kind of a mediocre meat, but honestly, when I had it as a kid, I really liked it. But that aside, I was always fascinated about the history, and this actually tells you the history of the brand and just a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not sure if there's any actual recipes, but there's a lot of pictures and just a lot of good stuff in there. And for a company, whoever, I think it's, I can't remember who makes it because I think this was a library copy at one point. The thing is that they really did a good job in telling an actual story that is legit real. So, continuing on with our books, now that I got my foodie stuff done, I want to say how good the Skybound comics are. I was very hesitant to get these because I read the original IDW run. Well, I guess it's not original, but it's the first run of IDW comics. I was not a fan at all. I hated it with a passion. But I've heard a lot of good stuff with the second wave, but I was just like too far gone, honestly, with that. So, and getting the graphic novels were more expensive than they should have been. Because I wanted to get like the compendiums, and honestly, the compendiums were too expensive. So I couldn't get more than the first one. It was decent, but with the Skybound ones, they are actually really good. And I'm not a fan of the gritty artwork, but the story is very compelling, and I'm glad I'm jumping back onto the comic books, so that's why it's on the list. Continuing on, I don't have a physical copy of this. It's just that, let me get centered. It's just that these are digital things that I bought, and the first one should be around here somewhere. Is Phantasy Star Online 2 version 2. I wasn't sure about playing an MMO RPG, JRPG technically. Was not sure because I've just never been a huge video game person. Let alone playing an RPG just sounds like too much time for me. And especially since, like I said, I'm not really much of a gamer. Thing is, I am glad B-Man suggested this game. It is super fun. I created my own character. Unfortunately, don't have any pictures because my PS4 does not recognize any kind of USB storage device. I don't know why. It just keeps on saying, load it again, and then it just doesn't work. And I tried talking to the auto thing on PlayStation's account. It doesn't work either. It just gives me the runaround of, try this. Oh, it didn't work. Try it again. Doesn't work. Try it again. I was like, ugh. Anyway, I created a character called Slasher Gundam, and it is a mech. It's actually a cast, which is a type of alien species. And so I run around as like 3 to 4 different kinds of versions of Slasher Gundam, still keeping its name, but they all have their sub names. So if you happen to be on there and you happen to see me, say hi or something. So essentially, thing is that I really like it, and I am playing mainly as, even though I'm called Slasher Gundam, I mainly am a gunner, and I'm mainly a support unit. So there's that one, and I really enjoy it. For the other one, will be, probably over here now, will be Gundam Breaker 4. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, the thing is that it's a model kit game. And I played New Gundam Breaker, and was not too fond of it. I don't know, it was like more of a visual novel from what I've played with, you do play actual scenes as your little model kit, but I don't know, I just found it too complicated too when you do get into that battle. But honestly, I think Gundam Breaker 4 is very easy to get into. It's super fun. And you get to make your own model kit. So essentially my character, unfortunately, I once again can't get a picture of it, is called the Blitzard Gundam. And that has the core and legs of Heavy Arms with the head of Unicorn, back of Full Armor Unicorn, and the arms of Full Armor Gundam. And so, essentially, I'm that, and it's all Master Grade level Gundam parts, because I did conquer it. And I'm not sure if that's because of the DLC or anything, but I'm able to get a Master Grade. But B-Man has conquered it way before I even started playing it, and he can only get High Grade. So, but yet, somehow he's more powerful than me, so there's that. But essentially, I love that game. I forgot to mention that my Blitzard Gundam, the reason why it's called Blitzard, well, besides the Blitz, it's a play on Blizzard because my character's all white colored. White, different variations of white, and very bright silver. So, yeah, I really enjoy it, and I come back to it from time to time, and I'm still having a ball. Back to physical stuff. Once again, getting recentered. But this should be an honorable mention, but I feel like I've never technically owned this. And that's Hybrid Theory from the first wave of Linkin Park CDs. Thing is, this was my jam, listening to it as a high school student and loving the music. Honestly, this is what Transformers music should have been when it became, like, they made a new movie after 1986 at this point. There was no other movie, per se. And I would have loved to have it instead of What I've Done, which is a good song to begin with. Just the CD's kind of hit and miss, that one. I think that one's Minutes to Midnight. Anyway, it should have been more like this or Meteora. Really good, and it should have been, since they were like mech fans, and I think they were also Transformer fans, but it should have been Transformer based too. But anyway, minus that, I played that CD like all the time, playing Gundam versus Zeta Gundam. Love that game. I still own my original copy, and God, that's like super expensive now. But anyway, I jammed to that because my brother got into it, and he had those two CDs, and I'm now starting to get them. So, yeah, really like it. All right, music aside now, we're going into DVDs. So, essentially, I remember doing a review off of Transformers 1, the movie, and I finally bought it. Haven't taken it out of its package, even though I liked the movie. Though the review itself was biased on what the WTF moments for me. Honestly, as a whole, minus the whole Bumblebee part, really solid movie, honestly. I really liked it, except for the whole call names. D16 was based off of his original Transformers Japan type numberization because they numbered their Transformers. And B127, I literally don't understand why he's called that. And D16 doesn't make for a good name. It's just a good like military number, in my opinion. Same as B127 because, okay, here's the logic. B127, how many Bumblebees were there before you? Because apparently Cliffjumper's a Bumblebee because he was B126 or something like that. Anyway, I hated the call name because of that, but minus that and also the bad Bumblebee humor because he's not typically a funny guy. If you go back on G1 or even in Transformers Animated, yeah, he loved to have fun, but that wasn't... He just became Michelangelo, where comedy was his shtick. And honestly, I was not a fan of it. But as a whole, really solid movie. Alright. So, we go into another movie that I really love. UHF. The reason why it's on this list, because I did previously own it, but I could never find one that wasn't a dual disc. And there's a lot of issues with dual discs. So I barely ever watched it. Fear of scratching one side and then the other side not being able to play. Disc rot's even more prevalent in those kind of discs. I finally, well, thanks to B-Man actually, he found a copy that was just a single disc. So now I can watch it. Because I had to rely on like Tubi and other places at the time. I don't know if it's still streaming, but... really good movie. I'm hopefully gonna do a review of it, hopefully with B-Man as well, sometime, hopefully next year, because I am really wanting to watch it, and I just know there's other projects in the works for the rest of this year. So, but this is on the list for next year's videos. Continuing on, a twofer, mainly because it would have been a threefer, but I still haven't gotten it. That is Transformers Armada and Transformers Energon DVD box sets. Thing is, I did previously own them, but they were not the very best kind. I do not like how Paramount did them. So I got them. They're still in shrink wrap because of, well, as you can see, I am kind of trying to move. It's just taking forever for me to get the approval and stuff. So anyway, the thing is that these will be watched. I don't know. Let me know if you guys want to. Want me to, either personally or with B-Man, or B-Man on his own sometimes, do episode reviews. Kind of like what we did with the other ones, but we'll just record them like wherever I'm currently at. So, please let that down in the comments, yay or nay, essentially, and I'll know what you're talking about, and maybe put yay as in yay, and then in parentheses, maybe like vids. So I know what to do about them. And now we get to the end of the DVDs. And, well, I guess we are done with the DVDs. Technically, we're on Blu-rays. And there's only one slot for this, and that is Kamen Rider. I have Ryuki, which I just received just the other day from B-Man for my birthday. And then Kamen Rider Black RX. I watched Black. It was really good. Haven't gone through all of RX yet, but it's so far pretty solid. Ryuki, I have my gripes with the ending, but otherwise, it's a pretty good Kamen Rider series. I'm a big Kamen Rider and Sentai fan. I wouldn't go into the other Toku all that much, and when I did, it kind of got boring after the third series. So, anyway, the thing is that really glad to have them because this one I found out is done by Shout Factory. I follow Shout Factory from time to time because they were the ones that did the Sentai DVDs. And this one is done by a different company, but it's still official. This company, if I can find it, is Discotech, which has done other things like Mega Man. I know they've done that. Gao Gaigar, which is a Brave series for those Transformer fans in the know. And so I'm wondering if they're doing more recent ones like Rewa through, oh god, what is it now? Showa? Or no, Showa is the first. I don't know what area we are now, but I know Rewa was during this time. Anyway, Heisei. Rewa through Heisei. And then this one is through Showa. So I wonder if all the Showa ones are being done by Discotech, while the more current ones, those sparingly, are coming out through Shout Factory. Who knows? And now we get into props. I'm not going to include this as a toy because it is a prop for a Halloween costume. Though I didn't want to use it for a Halloween costume because I don't dress up ever for Halloween. I'm actually not a fan of Halloween. But the thing is that I got the Matrix of Leadership. G1 colored version of the, what's it called? Transformers 1. And the thing is, it's nice. It lights up. So I can unleash my darkest hour. And the thing is that I have modded it by drilling a little hole into here and then putting on a little black cap, a squirt bottle cap technically, and then I use that squirt bottle and twist it so it becomes a tree topper because my Christmas tree is Transformers themed with Transformer ornaments and then keychains as ornaments. So I've been looking for a Matrix to put on top, and this is very lightweight because it is for a Halloween costume. I might try and get that roleplay Transformers 86 edition of it. But if it's made of a heavier material, I might not be able to use it as a tree topper. But at least I got something that I can actually use for a Transformers themed tree topper. And finally, to wrap up the list, is a model kit. I do consider this kind of a toy, but at the same time, the toys I will be showing off in the next list, you don't have to put together more than just the accessories and stuff. So, I happened to come across a blocky Soundwave. And honestly, when I got this, I happened to find previously Megatron. Put them together, I had issues with the inner panels because they're supposed to pop off so you can see the internals. I had a problem with them because they wedged and broke off. So, I'm hoping better for this because I will be building this on camera either after a couple of papercraft videos or right after. So, I've recorded the entirety of Sandrock already. And then I did one papercraft, and either this will come out right after that first papercraft, or I'll build another papercraft, then this will come out as its own video. Because I really enjoy building things on camera. It's just, I know they don't do the hottest on my channel. Well, pretty much nothing does. But anyway, the thing is that I'm just having fun building things, and I want to find more stuff to build. So I might build this sometime soon. Just keep in mind that it will be sometime soon. So, yeah. With that ends the list. I hope you enjoyed this. It's a little bit of a different setup, I think, than the normal pickups. And, yeah, that's equivalent to my 12-month best buys of the year for other media and other things I like. So, yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share if you feel like it. Yeah, I've been Nurdie J for Nurdie Boys, and I'll catch you next time.